3,778.
That is what you spent?
Yes, on 2013.
So I hope you have some 2013 vouchers over the threshold of 2 million. That's what you brought?
Yes.
Okay. Just for the record, Mrs. Njie, why didn't you bring vouchers below 2 million? Why did you not bring the vouchers below 2 million?
Below.
You had a reason why you did not bring the vouchers below 2 million. Why is that? I just want you to explain to the Commission.
Because that's what I was explaining, that because I start my threshold above 2 million.
Yes, but why? Why above 2 million?
Because the vouchers are too many.
Yes, the vouchers are too many.
Yes.
Okay. All right. You have the 2013.
I go to 2014.
Okay. You have put 2013?
Yes.
Aside. Thank you.
2013 is here. 2014, 81,413,827 dollars 39 bushels.
Okay, that was what was spent.
Yes, on 2014.
Of 300 and about 64,000.
Withholding tax is 0.9% for every payment on travel.
Okay, it's withholding tax from
yes.
tour operators.
Yes.
Yes, but why don't you have withholding tax for 2013 and 2011 and 2012?
I add them and the amount 20, let me see. Sometimes it's not much, so I add them. That figure from payment of withholding tax.
That's the figure you apply?
Yes.
Based on what? That's what I want to understand. Do you know why you apply 0.9%?
Based on government transaction, that's what government normally deduct from the travels. That's why I deduct 0.9%.
All right. We will have to find out from Accountant General. That's
yes.
the percentage you've been given
yes.
by the Accountant General?
Yes.
All right. So you are saying this 300 and the 2014 figure is for 2014? Or are you saying it's for 2014, 2013? And the other years. Can you explain why you don't have withholding tax figure for 2011, 12, and 13?
That's what I was explaining. I said sometimes the figure, the 0.9% is too small that I said let me accumulate it and make it one voucher, make it a transfer. And also this 60,925.10 is also deducted from the travel as withholding tax. That's what I normally did. It's two figures there.
That's what I don't understand. You're an accountant and you know you have to close your books at the end of each year. You
yes.
cannot carry withholding, not deduct withholding tax for any year. You have to deduct for every year. Is that not correct?
Yes.
Yes. So are you saying you didn't deduct for 2013 or 2012 or 2011?
This 60,920.
Okay, we will give you time to review it, and if you have any answer, we will like to hear it.
Okay.
About withholding tax for. All right. Then you have a payment, soldiers on mission to Turkey. What is that about?
80 bottles.
That's what you paid out?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you have allowance to Syrian medical doctors?
Yes.
And salaries as well?
Yes.
There is no withholding tax charged for 2015, is there?
Pardon?
Withholding tax, non-charged for 2015? Mrs. Njie, there is no withholding tax for 2015, is there? Just confirm, if it's not there, it's not there. Did you pay withholding tax for 2015?
Yes, I've paid. That's what I was trying to explain. This 60,925.10 in 2014, that one is for 2015.
You put it under the wrong...
Yes.
Are you saying you put it under the wrong column or wrong page?
This one is for 2015, 60,925.10.
Why is it under 2014 instead of under 2015?
It's a typing error, I can say.
It's a mistake or
It's
typing?
It's a mistake. It's a typing error.
All right. Okay, let's move on. The accountants will review the documents. 2016?
2016 is 63,897. 63,897,285.90.
All right. I know that significant sums were paid to the Syrian doctors from the
Yes.
Social Security account. All right. Now, let me, who was the permanent secretary with whom you were working on these accounts? Who was approving payments?
It's more than one permanent secretary. Permanent secretary, my role to PS1, I deal with PS1 on travel. PS1 is the one whom I deal with travels, and my boss.
PS1?
Yes, PS1.
Deals with travels?
Yes.
And your immediate boss?
Yes.
Okay, so what is your role? So how does it work? How does the transaction go?
Normally when there is travel, a list is brought to our office to do the necessary calculation and go to the bank to cash the check and pay.
Surely it cannot be that short. So they come to your office. Take us through the process.
With a list.
Yes.
With a list of names.
Yes.
We do the calculation.
Yes.
And then they draw the check and sign it.
What documents? Surely there is a documentation process.
Yes, yes. The total amount, write the check in my name, the signatories sign it, and I go to the bank and cash the check and make the payments.
How do you decide where to buy tickets?
Pardon?
How do you decide where to buy tickets? Hopefully, where they are going?
Yes, yes, of course.
Who decides where to purchase tickets? That's what I want to know.
No, I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I don't know who decides where to purchase tickets.
So what information does the list contain, apart from the list of names and destination?
The delegation traveling.
Yes?
Yes. That's what the list.
Delegation traveling and what?
No, the list contains only those who are traveling for that particular trip.
So how do you know how much it's going to cost? What calculation do you make?
We make the calculation, the travel date plus the times the rate and number of days, and we get that total. We total all, get the grand total, and prepare the check in my name, and I collect it and make the payment.
So are you saying all these payments are in respect of per diem only? All these payments that you've submitted, or you have read out, is it only in respect of per diem that you?
Some is per diem and tickets.
Yes, so that's what my question.
Yes. Some is per diem and tickets.
So my question is, how do you know which travel agency, from which travel agency you should purchase tickets? How is that determined?
I receive only the invoice from the travel agents. The invoice.
Who receives it?
I receive it. The travel invoice. The invoice. I receive the invoice.
Who solicits the invoice?
No, I don't know.
How do you receive the invoice? Who tells you? The travel agency would not know somebody was traveling if they were not told. So who's responsible for that? And how do you identify that you should go to Cinderella Travel Agency or you should go to some other travel agency?
No, I only receive the invoice, I said. Only the invoice that...
So who contacts the travel agency? Who contacts the travel agency?
No, I don't know who contacts them. I only receive the invoice from the travel agencies.
So who brings you the invoice from the travel agency? The list?
Yes.
You were reading out from?
Yeah.
Or the summary? It's a summary, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a summary.
And it shows all the trips?
Yes.
Okay. Can you date it also? Read back. Can you date underneath your signature? Can you date, please? And write your name out in the last page. Please, I'll just apply, put it on the secretary's desk. Mr. Chairman, may I apply to have admitted? Transactions above a threshold of 2 million compiled by this witness for the years 2011, 2013 to 2016, together with a summary prepared by herself. So can you give the... Each year is in one envelope. So, no. These are only transactions handled by this witness, payments made out by this witness in her capacity as accountant.
summary of transactions from 2011 to 2016 in respect of the Special Security Account at Central Bank, account number 110-100-3565, made by Mrs. Adama Njie, accountant at Office of the President at the time. Admitted mark MS 110A. Now, bundle of envelopes containing transaction documents relating to the summary in MS 110A. Admitted mark MS 110B.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Can you give the witness Exhibit 110A? Mrs. Njie, I would just like you to confirm, if you can, these payments, did you make payments to the ex-president? Did you make payments to the ex-president, Yahya Jammeh?
Yes.
These payments, some of them were made to him?
Yes.
What type of payments would you make to him?
Per diem.
Okay. He used to receive per diem?
Yes.
All right. All these trips that you have listed,
wow.
were they trips made by the ex-president?
Ex-president, ex-first lady, and ex-vice president, and delegation representing the president.
These payments were made to all,
Yes.
all these people?
Yes.
Okay. What was the per diem rate for president?
It was 350.
What?
350 pounds.
350 pounds
Yes.
per day?
Yes, per day.
Okay. Vice president?
300.
First lady?
300.
300.
Yeah.
Secretary General? Secretary General, what was the per diem rate?
Secretary General, I can't.
Sorry, did you get the question? The per diem rate for the Secretary General?
The per diem for the. I can't remember.
You cannot remember?
No.
Okay. Permanent secretaries?
Permanent secretaries are 230.
230.
Yes.
Is it the same for the rest of the other civil servants?
200.
Other civil servants,
Yes.
200.
Yes.
All pounds?
Yes, all pounds.
This pounds is what you use. All right. Thank you. We would require, the commissioners may have questions for you, but we'll require that you put all the documents, accounting documents, that you use to come up with this summary together, and submit them to the Secretariat.
Yes.
I don't have any further questions for this one.
Mrs. Njie,
Yes.
Could you just clarify, from what you've explained to us, it seems like you were operating an imprest.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
The accounting system allows an imprest to be taken in your name and then it's retired after you've made the expenditure. So why was that not done? Why do you think this was not done, but rather you were given a check to go and withdraw and then make payments?
The impress, I don't give them check. I give them cash, sometimes cash, when they are traveling with the former president or former first lady or the former vice president.
No. What I mean is when you mentioned that you go to the bank, you're given a check, let's say, for example, 7 million. You go to central bank and you withdraw from this special security account. But we know that the IFMIS accounting system, if it's an imprest, it should be taken out in your name. And then when you retire, then obviously you're cleared from the system.
Yes.
But that's not what was being done in this case. I'm asking whether you know why that was. It's like the system is bypassed.
Like my name is still.
Sorry?
You mean, please, the question is not clear to me, please. You repeat it again.
Okay, let me break it down a little bit. When you were explaining to one of the questions asked, you mentioned that you'll be given a check
Yes.
of 7 million. It's just an example.
Yeah.
And then you will go to central bank. It's written in your name. You go present, and then they give you the cash. Then you go back to your office, and then you start to make payments based on your list.
Yes.
Okay? Good. So, but I'm saying that for government, there's the IFMIS accounting system, which all government offices use. Usually, in that case, if it's an imprest for what you're doing, payments making out, the imprest should have been in your name,
Okay.
like Mrs. Njie, and then 7 million. And then when you make payments, you come back with your receipts, then your name is cleared from the system. But in this case, that is not what was done.
But this is different from impress. It's different from an impress. This is a payment from the security account. It's different from the IFMIS system. It's not paid through the IFMIS system.
So this is outside IFMIS.
This is outside IFMIS. It's not paid through the IFMIS system. It's outside IFMIS.
But this is a government account, so it should go through.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Mrs. Njie, the question is, why was it done outside IFMIS? Was it an instruction you got to go get it from the securities account, as opposed to having it go through the IFMIS system, so there's a record? The security account is for something other than travel and impress purposes. So that's the idea of the question. Do you know why you were asked to go get it from the central bank as opposed to it being done via IFMIS?
I've got instruction to pay it from the security account.
Thank you. That's very clear.
Yes.
You were told to get it from
To
there.
get it from the security account.
Thank you.
And just a final question on that. And at any time after making your payments, did you deposit any balance back? Or
Yes, sometimes the trip cancel and I return the money.
you return the money back?
Yes, sometimes all the delegations, for example, if it is 20, and if the delegation is 20 and it is reduced to 15, then the remaining 5, I will return the money to the central bank, to the same account here.
All right, thank you.
Just one question. Have you ever been audited? From 2011 to 2016?
No.
You've never been audited?
No. But auditors are auditing it right now.
Sorry?
They are auditing it now.
They are auditing now?
Yes.
Okay, but
They are doing the
prior to
auditing.
2017,
2011 to 2016, I'm not audited.
you were not audited?
Yes.
Do you have an internal audit system at the at the Office of the President?
No.
So the transactions don't also go through any internal audit?
No.
Okay. Thank you for your help. Just put together the rest of the transaction documents I requested and submit them by tomorrow, since you already have them. You've already compiled them. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam. You may go now.
I call Mr. Yusuf Adiba. Sorry, Mr. Chairman, I changed that to Mr. Sheriff Sawane. I'd rather finish with Usman Diatta first before I go to Yusuf Adiba. Sorry, I just cancelled Mr. Diba, not cancelled, but deferred him for Sheriff Sawane because he's shorter. Mr. Diba, if you would bear with us. If you bear with us, yes. We'll call you again.
Morning. Mr. Sawane, we would just like to remind you that you're still on the oath. Thank you.
Mr. Sawane, you had some documents you were to produce, including your GPPA documents from 2012 to date. Yes, and the FIB documents that were returned because they did not have a heading. You have them all?
Yes, I have them.
All right. Tell us what that is.
FRB bank statement for competence company. And also
For what period? For what period?
it says covers 29 October 2012 through 28 November 2017.
Okay.
That is for Competence Company Limited. And personal, that is Sirif Sawane, covering the same period, 29 October 2012 through 28 November 2017.
Okay. All right.
And this for GPPA 2014, 2015, 2016.
Okay. You don't have from 2012?
No, I didn't search for it, to be honest, because I got the information yesterday. These were the one, inside. So I didn't.
When you were leaving, you knew what you were supposed to bring. What do you mean by you got information yesterday?
When I left last time, you said you'll give me a list.
The list was not provided?
Yes, but I was not told that I should bring 2012 to 20. It says only GPPA.
All right. Let's move on. What other documents do you have? Have you submitted all the payments you received?
Yes.
If you have any documents that will assist the Commission in its investigation of your contracts, please provide them.
Yes. This is certificate of completion for AG Chamber contract.
Yes, add it to the bundle.
And also executive directive conveying for the extra job.
For the extra job?
Yeah,
executive directive?
Job. Yes.
Does it say executive directive?
Does it?
Does it say executive directive?
It says, yes, I write to convey executive directive that you pay from the Ministry of Justice 2015 budget.
All right, thank you. Add it to the documents.
And also certificate of completion for the residential contract that is at the State House.
That's the battery flats?
Yes, it also includes. It's the same supervising person, that is Suleiman Jame.
Okay, add it to the documents.
And also the extra or additional job confirmed by Works Department's letter too.
Very well.
And confirming the additional job also by the then Solicitor General Basiru Mahoney.
Very well, add it. You haven't submitted your documents relating to tax on these contracts?
I have the tax return file from 2012 to date.
You submitted it?
I'm not asked to. That is not in the list.
You were told to, you were asked whether you paid taxes from the first time you appeared. You said you did, and you were required to provide any documents supporting your evidence.
Oh, let me check. I think I have. I have this other document relating to the tax payment from 2012 to date 2017, and a tax credit of 3,075,000.
What document is that? What it's issued
that
by
is
the
tax credit in my favor after my the returns.
When you say tax credit in your favor, you mean in favor of Competence Company Limited?
Yes.
And what about yourself? Or only Competence Company Limited?
No, it's only on competence.
So you are saying you overpaid tax?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? That's what the tax man said?
Exactly, yeah.
So when did you obtain the tax credit? When is it dated? When is it dated? The tax credit certificate or whatever it's called?
That is from 2012 to 2016.
When was it issued?
This was, I think...
Does it have a date?
Yes, it has a date. Yeah, 23/11/2017.
So
yes.
Repeat the date. I didn't get the date.
It says 23/11/2017.
23rd November.
Yes.
That's last week, isn't it? That's last week? You obtained it last week?
Yes, last week.
All right, let's have the documents together.
Mm.